YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to another vlog. It is Monday. And it's my favourite day of the week. We are about to go to the gym. I have a 90-minute bike to do. Just getting some fuel for the bike. So going in with precision fuel. 45 grams of carbs just for this bike ride. Just to keep me ticking over. Remember what I always say. Fill your bottle up halfway. Pour in the mix. Shake. Fill it up. Right, have that. I also have my standy. I'm gonna go back down to the apartment, and I'm currently in my mum's, but I'm gonna go back down to the apartment, make a coffee, pick up Sarah Jane. I think she's coming to the gym as well, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So, tonight, it could have just been 90-minute bike, hold in average 122 watts, and I'm watching Gary Neville talking about the scandal that was last night, West Ham Arsenal. It was a foul. That's just my opinion. But yeah, we've 15 minutes in? Yeah, 15 minutes in. This should say average 122 watts after. And then we'll be in the right zone. I think heart rate's like 120, around there. That's exactly where we want to keep it. See you in an hour and 15 minutes. Right lads, 7 minutes left. Heart rate has been floating in or around like 115, 116. Average watts 123. Exactly where we want to be. Just keeping the fluids in. I'm bursting to go to the toilet, so it's going to be the longest 6.5 minutes of my life. But I was just recording a reel there for Instagram, talking about like cross training and the ability to cross train, especially when we have setbacks like I have at the moment with my foot. But it's important to keep the faith, keep pushing forward, keep moving forward where you can, and whatever equipment you have, use it. Keep the intensity up, especially if you take some time off the feet. Don't just sit around and feel sorry for yourself. Take the positive out of it. You get to take time off your feet, get to let your legs recover. And also, if you have the ability to be able to do a bike or a roll or a ski or something like that, do it. It's a good way of trying something new and understanding a bit more about that machine or about the way it works or about technique and stuff like that. It is fun. So keep doing that. Right, we're in the gym. Bike interval session. Long day today, very long day. Didn't get to record much. Was up in Dublin all day. But 5x5 minute efforts. 5x5 minute efforts at 169 to 200 watts. So that programmed into the bike here using the erg data app. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of that, but I actually found it by chance. I was like, there has to be an app for the erg data, it's called. But yeah, I have about 45 seconds of this warm up left, and we're going to get into the spicy side of things now. Final rep. 190 watts average across the four. Only 4 minutes left in this one. And yeah, heart rate is sitting lovely. It's more like a tempo effort than it is anything else, but yeah, 4 minutes left. Cool down and debrief. Good evening, gents. Ladies and gents. It is Thursday evening. Just home from Dublin. I'm on my way to the gym. Quick turnaround this evening. I'm actually eating a few Haribos because I have a thumping headache. I've just realised, like in the last day, I was in an air-conditioned building all day. Well, not all day, but for a good chunk of the day, and I don't do well with artificial light and air. So, I'm getting a few of these into me. Try to replace some of the sugars and baiting a little water into me. Great thing to do is a mixed modal bit of cardio. So like if you need to get 60 minutes in aerobic, do those 60 minutes, but instead of sitting on the bike for 60 minutes, we can do mixed modal. So do like set your parameters on each. Say for example, if you have a ski, a roll, a bike and a salt bike, set your distances as to what you're going to do. Obviously like 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, whatever it is. So like tonight I'm doing 1k roll, 1k ski, 1k bike for 60 minutes. It's a great way of keeping the variety in it. It kind of splits up the hour a little bit as opposed to spending an hour on the ski or an hour on the roll. That makes sense? Well, yeah, that is the plan for tonight. And then afterwards, it's 20 to 6 now. At 8:15, myself and Sarah Jane are going to see the new Michael film, Michael Jackson's story. So looking forward to that because I do love his music as well. So yeah, let's go to the gym. Lads, that was actually great. Just nearly home now. It's fucking nearly 11 o'clock. Oh no, it's past 11 o'clock, is it? My watch is in sleep mode. That's how late it is. 10 past 11. But yeah, Michael Jackson film was very, very good. I really enjoyed it actually. I'm a big fan of his music. Wouldn't be like a massive fan, but I do like his music. And it was interesting to hear and listen to his story. I just can't get over the fact that that's his nephew. Like, that blows my mind that that's his nephew. But yeah, Sarah Jane is a big fan of his as well, so it was cool. She loves his music. She used to be a dancer and all that sort of crack, so she loves that sort of thing. That was a very enjoyable evening. So I'm home, and would you believe it, I have a hot port beside me. And when you have a hot port beside you, it only means one thing. And that means you're feeling a little bit under the weather. As you can hear from my voice, I'm a little bit croaky. My nose is blocked, and I woke up a bit chesty this morning. Don't know where it's come from, don't know why. But yeah, it's what it is. What can we do? Let's just see how I wake up in the morning. I've decided I'm going to have a slow morning in the morning. Leave the phone off and just let the body wake up naturally. I've been waking up most mornings between 7 and 8, but it's 11 o'clock now, and I'd like to just say 9 o'clock. Like, that'd be lovely. Give myself a good recovery sleep. But yeah, I'm gonna go drink this hot port and get some shut-eye. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, team. What is happening? It is Friday. The hand on my watch is blocking the date. I'm going to say it's the 15th. I'm feeling a little bit better than I did yesterday. Obviously, I didn't wake up chesty this morning, which was a massive plus. But I am still quite nasally. I don't feel great, which isn't fantastic. So, like, actually, in my body, like, you know, as opposed to, like, feeling sick. But I feel just kind of low energy. And be it what it is, I'm after grabbing a load of vitamin C off Sarah Jane there. She's just after heading off to Liffey Valley, so I just popped down and grabbed them off her before she went. But yeah, plan for the day today, I'm going to bring you along to an interview I have to do later on at 1 o'clock for Trásna for last year's event. Yeah, so basically last year, for anyone that doesn't know, Trásna was this thing, this event where we ran across the country. We were raising money for Grow Mental Health, basically to enable people to be able to talk about their situations and stuff like that. And we ended up raising 30 grand for them, which was a fantastic feat. Everyone that participated in it was so proud of it. It was an amazing event run by AB and Killian out of the gym. This year it's happening again, so before everything starts, I suppose the kind of prerequisite that the boys want to set is they want to get a lot of information about last year. Chatted to a few people about, I think it's the captains, I'm not sure if it is, but they want to chat to a few of the captains about what went on last year and how everyone found it, and basically just an interview style thing just before this year sets off. So I'm going down to do mine at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And I'm going to actually get some footage from it for my YouTube as well. Yeah, so I have that at 1 o'clock, and then I have to go get I think it's the last of my peels on my face this evening. I was supposed to train, not sure if I am going to train. I kind of see how I feel around the time I'm supposed to go to that interview. That is in the gym as well, so yeah, I'll see how I feel, play it by ear, and we'll go from there.
Can you tell me about Trásna 2025?
Yeah. So Trásna 2025 was a relay style event. We had 5 people on our team, and each of us took turns in completing different segments throughout the race. We covered, I think it was around 232 kilometers, and we broke it up into like 5k stints. We started in Spanish Arch on the Saturday and finished in Poolbeg Lighthouse on the Sunday morning.
You're going to be good at this event.
Nice.
Okay.
All the YouTube's paying off.
Your team won the event. What was your strategy, and what would you recommend if someone was taking on the race?
Yeah, so we had a lot of discussion over this, and I think that the biggest part of, like, when we were discussing it, obviously no one had done an event like this. So we kind of looked at events that were run like this, and we thought, like, what can we take from them and implement into our race strategy? The number one being the speed project from Las Vegas it's LA to LV. When we looked at that, we saw that like the people who completed it in the quickest time did the shortest stints. And for us to get like an even spread across each of the 5 people, we came to the conclusion that the best way we could do it was to break it up into 5K stints. Not only from a performance standpoint, but also from a recovery standpoint, it's going to be a lot harder for people to recover from, say, like 15 to 20K stints as opposed to like 5K stints. 5K is going to be generally nice and quick and snappy, and you'll have a lot less time in between your segments as opposed to, say, if we were to take on a longer stint of, say, 15 to 20K. So we kind of all agreed that we would go on those 5K stints. Some of them were a little bit shorter, some of them were a little bit longer just with the route, but it worked really, really well. And then the strategy was that we had everything segmented up. So we would, for example, person A would do the 5K. After the 5K, they would go on the bike with person B. After that, then they would drive the camper for the 3rd leg, and then after that they would have 2 legs to kind of recoup, refuel, and get ready to go on the next one. So it worked really well.
Trásna is to raise money for Grow Mental Health. Can you talk to me about the mental health side of the run and your experience with it?
On the mental side of the race, first, like to raise money for a charity like Grow, and to raise the amount of money that we did was unbelievable. But when it comes to the race, like, we finished in 17 hours and 40 minutes or something like that. And it's long, like it is very tough on your like thinking and your thoughts, and you're very in your own head. And I think like when you're spending that much time alone with 4 people, and like there were times, I remember, it's so funny when you think back, the very start of the race, like you're running past people and you're driving past people who are out in the runs, and you're beeping the horn and you're shouting them, come on. And then 6 hours into the race, you're just like, right, next station. Like all of that goes, and you're in the middle of the night and it's dark and it's cold, and you're thinking, right, I have to do the next thing. And it gets to a point where like the adrenaline wears off and the fun of it wears off, and it becomes a bit of a slog, and you're like, right, I need to get through this. But it ties back into daily life, where when you're surrounding yourself with people who are strong, and when you lean on each other, I think you can get through anything. And when you surround yourself with people who you're willing to like open up to and to talk, and like I had never met 2 of the lads who were on our team, and like the gel and the bond and the friendship that we've developed over doing something difficult and putting yourself into a difficult situation is second to none. I think like the length of time, as I said, like we finished first. How many times am I going to say that in this interview? But yeah, as I said, like we finished first, and we were out there for 17 hours, and like they were a long 17 hours. Like it was tough to battle through and to push, and like we were fighting. There was a hard midsection when we were fighting with another team, and I just said to the boys, like, just keep your head, like do what we're here to do, and like push through the barriers that you set yourself in your mind. Like there's nothing that you can't achieve if you see it in your mind, like. And it became a really like symbiotic relationship with all of us, where we just kind of like gelled back and forth. And like there was a low point, I remember I think we were coming out of Mullingar, and I said to the boys, like, Jesus, like I'm absolutely wrecked here. And it worked. It was like yin and yang, and like we like pulled each other up. It's a push-pull relationship. Like when some boys were feeling low, we would pull them up, and vice versa. And like it ties back into daily life. Like I think it's there's so much going on in the world, and there's so much noise, and there's so much like fog in daily life. And I think it's very important that you surround yourself with like-minded individuals and people who want to do the same thing as you. But I think when it comes to mental health, it's very important to just talk to people, surround yourself with like-minded individuals, do what you want to do and put yourself out there. And like coming back to the gym, like going to the gym and finding people who want to do the same thing as you, and you will make friends and stuff through that. And I think it's very important that we like give ourselves a chance. We only have one spin on this earth, like, you know. I'd much rather do something now and say that, at least I tried to do it, then look back when I'm 60 or 70 and go, why didn't I?
What's the hardest point of any race? Well, tell me what race it was, and then the specific moment So for me, I remember in a long endurance event that I've done that like my stomach turned and I puked about a quarter of the way into it, and I was like, this is going to be a rough day. And that moment of like, oh God,
Yeah.
anxiety. Do you have like a specific moment in any race where you're like, I am up against it here, this is going to take the biggest test on me?
Yeah, I think if I go back and think through the things that I've done, the one that stands out for me would have been last November when I ran in the BPN Ultra in Texas. And I remember being like 5 loops in. I think I was on my 6th loop, and the winner of the race lapped me for the 2nd time. And I remember thinking, like, it's a funny style event because, yeah, it's about fueling and it's about nutrition and you're out there for a long time, but it gets to a stage where fitness just goes out the window and it's you and the demons in your head. And I remember thinking to myself, like, your heart rate is like 130, 140, so you're at a sustainable level. But the only thing that's stopping you is like what's going on between the ears. And it was hard. Like, it was probably the toughest thing I've ever done. I went into that race very naive and ignorant to the terrain and to my ability to do it. For context, it was an 80-kilometer ultra through the night, where no one else was allowed on the field. You were only allowed to meet your crew when you came in through the loop. So it was an 8-kilometer loop, or 5 miles 10 times through the middle of the night. And for anyone who doesn't know, Texas has a really contrasting weather system. So like, it's 30 degrees during the day, and then at night, like, the fog rolls in and it gets really cold. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, I just found it so hard. Like, my legs were so sore. And it goes back to a YouTube video I watched by Truett Haynes. And I think he replicated this from someone else. I think it was David Goggins. He was like, can you just take one more step? And can you take one more step after that? And just focus on the next step. And my legs were killing me. My hips were sore. I'd never ran in that terrain before. It was my first time wearing trail runners. And I was just thinking to myself, just take one more step, one more step, one more step. And this was like at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're thinking to yourself, Jesus, I'm never going to finish this. And it's such a long event, and it's similar enough to Trásna in that aspect. I know Trásna, you had the breaks, but it's that thing about you need to show up for the people who are there. I had people travel across the world to come and support me, and I was thinking, like, you can't not do this for them. I could hear the bell ringing when people were DNFing, and I was thinking, oh, that'd be so nice right now. Like, it'd be so nice to give it up and to just go home to a warm blanket and get into bed and have a hot shower. And like, they're the things that just run through your mind. Like, they run faster than Usain Bolt. Like, it's unbelievable, the thoughts that go through your brain when you're out there for so long with your own thoughts and just thinking to yourself. And that was a really low point in that race. And I remember, you just have to take the step. You just have to fight through the fight. And there'll be times in different races, and it comes back to the Trásna aspect again, where you're out there for a long time. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows naturally, the same way that there will be through every day when you're working or when you're minding kids or anything like that. There's going to be highs and there's going to be lows, but if you can get through both of them, the next one will come. And it's really important to give yourself a chance and to just ask yourself, what's in front of you right now? What can you deal with right now? And that's what I did in that race, where I just said, can you get back and get a bottle of water, or can you get back and get some nutrition on board? And it's just not thinking about the whole thing in a grand aspect and saying to yourself, what can I do right now? Like, what's the next 30 seconds looking like? Can I take 15 to 30 steps in the next 30 seconds and just fight through it?
Well, boys, that's that done. I hope that gives you a bit of an insight into what Trásna is all about. It'd be a fantastic event if you were thinking about signing up for one, thinking about doing an ultra marathon. It's fantastic because you obviously still get the ultra-esque feeling off it, because obviously you're running for so long, but you're not running that one distance in full thing. Like, does that make sense? So like, I think last year I covered 51 kilometers, but obviously I didn't run 51 kilometers in the full A to B. But yeah, I hope that gives you a little bit of an insight into what it's all about. Morning squad, it is early, holy shit. It's 6:30 on Saturday morning, and I'm on my way to the gym to train with the boys in half an hour. Spicy session today. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's good to train with people. I know I've trained with Dane the last couple of weeks as we kind of prep for Trika, but I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. The three of us are racing together, racing each other in Trika in 5 or 6 weeks time, so that'll be good as well. But the session this morning is it's a high rock style session, so there's a bit of running in it, assault bike, a bit of it'll be bike for me instead of running, just minding my foot, and then some station work. The whole idea, I think, is to push on for me it'll be the bike, for the boys it'll be the run, and everything else is controlled. So just learn how to push that and control everything else.
I think he'd be like a bull because I'm ahead of him. I wasn't ahead of him, I was just on the track because I short station done.
But I was coming off the roar and you had just gone on that run.
Yeah.
And I had farm car, I was like, I'm getting out on that run before. Farmer's car, fuck me, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
To break?
Yeah, 3 times.
How many times?
I broke once.
Boys, that was a tasty session.
That was good, wasn't it?
We didn't film a bit of it when we're in the shed. Let me get it up on the board. So obviously all the running I did, bike, assault bike, 30 wall balls, 1k runs, about 7k running in it. So I did about 10, 14k on the bike. Spicy enough. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, it was good though. Wow, Jesus.
Say hello to everyone.
Lads, there's one thing I've been loving lately, and it's scrambled oats. Look at these bad boys. Scrambled oats, berries, yogurt, chia seeds, and a bit of that Prozis protein. But I got the chia seeds on the yogurt, berries sweetened with a little bit of honey in the pot. Oh, looking forward to trying this now and see what the old Prozis granola is like. And then, it's just such a good meal. But it's Celtic are on, so I'm gonna go watch that. Don't watch a lot of Scottish football, but big game today, and I'm gonna enjoy this because the football last night was atrocious. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to speak about it. It's forgotten.
Great team. Sunday morning, 2-hour bike ride. 20 seconds left. I actually just needed to come in and just set the time and just do it. Because that was one of those where I wasn't feeling it. But yeah, average 122 watts for the 2 hours. That was a good session. And we're done. Those legs are a bit sore.
Like and subscribe for more vlogs.